Hello everyone, welcome to the session 3 of our class 5's computer class. Today we are going to be having our computer class in two parts. The first part is going to be it will be a follow-up of the activity that we did in our previous class. In our previous class we had discussed 5 questions. I had given you 5 questions for which most of you have given your answers. I'm going to be discussing those questions and the answers. And in the second part, we are going to be doing a small activity based on chapter number 1 of your computer book, for which I had sent you a message yesterday. So without further too much discussions, let us begin with the first part, which is going to be a recap of the previous session. Okay? We are going to be beginning today first session with a recap of what we discussed last week, and as you can see, we are doing a recap of session 2 revision. In the previous class, at the end of the video and a small presentation, I had asked the class 5 questions. While most of you have answered the questions correctly, some have not been able to answer them properly for 2 reasons. One, either there was a little bit of confusion, or number 2, they did not go through the class material. That was a video presentation by me and also a PowerPoint presentation. There are quite a few people who have submitted their work very late. That means they were not present in the class. That is why the work has to be understood before you attempt it. Next time onwards, when you have to attempt a paper, please go and visit the class's structure as to what was taught and then go about answering the questions. Okay, our first question last week was, what is the operating system that you see on a mobile phone? Probably one of your parents' mobile phones when you put it on. Now, if you have noticed a mobile phone when it is coming on, last week there is a particular icon displayed. Okay, you can refer that icon to the discussion of the previous class in a video where I had shown you some examples of what is known as an operating system. Okay, if you go back to that video, you will be able to clearly understand what is the operating system. And the operating system is the first software that starts on a computer. So when you start a mobile phone, the very first screen after the company's logo will tell you what operating system is the company's mobile phone. The same system is applied on almost all computers. Every computer that you put on, first software that comes on is known as an operating system, and it is displayed on the screen before you continue to start using it. So most people have got it right. Most people, I mean, from what all those people who have replied, most people have got it right. In fact, there is a particular student who I very well remember was very intelligent enough to tell me exactly the operating system. That girl's name is Srijita Das, class 5A. She was very precise in telling that the operating system on the mobile phone of one of our parents is neither the one that was discussed in the previous class. In fact, it is a separate operating system. Yes, there are plenty of operating systems available in the market. Unfortunately, fortunately, we only use few of them. There are others also. So the mobile phone of one of Srijita Das's parents' mobile phone is using an operating system that was not mentioned last week, but she did notice that and she replied. So very well done, Srijita, if you're listening to this video. And for others who did not get the concept right, just when you switch on a mobile phone, you would see, first go and watch the video. As I had said, first go and watch the video, watch the PowerPoint presentation, and then when you have heard what I have explained to you about PowerPoint about operating system, when you put on a mobile phone, you would see the first screen that comes on and read what comes on the screen, and you will be easily able to understand that what is the operating system of your parents' mobile phones. Most of them have an Android mobile phones. Some of them are using an iOS if you're using an Apple phone, and also there are others also, as I said, Srijita noticed it. So that is the solution to finding out what is the operating system of the mobile phone of your parents' phones, either of your parents' phones or any smartphone that you are using. Okay, our next question of previous week was, which one of the following is not a computer hardware? And there were four options that were provided to you. The first one was a scanner, the second one was a mobile phone charger, the third one was a microphone, and the fourth was a Bluetooth speaker. Once again, I would like to inform that most of you have got the answer correct, except a few, and I think they have got misunderstood between a hardware and a computer hardware. All right, there's a difference between a hardware and a computer hardware. Hardware is basically, all computer hardwares are hardwares. Basically, they are appliances, they're devices. Okay, a computer hardware is that hardware that is directly connected to the processing of information. All right, now if you look at the four options that are there on your screen, the scanner, the mobile phone charger, the microphone, and Bluetooth, if we think very clearly, only one of them is not directly connected to information going into the computer or coming out of the computer, or the processing of the information for that matter. Okay, and the right answer, and most of you got it right, is the mobile phone charger. A mobile phone charger is an electronic hardware. Okay, all it does is just provides electricity to a mobile phone. It does not help directly. Of course, you need electricity for the processing of information, but mobile phone charger does not contribute in the processing of information. All right, that is why it does not qualify to be a computer hardware. Not that it is an unimportant device, it is very much important for a mobile phone to get a charger. All right, but it is not a device that you need for processing of information. Okay, same as a UPS in a computer. A UPS is a power device. It is not connected to the processing of the information. All right, if you do not have a UPS, your computer may work. Okay, it will only need a UPS when there is an electricity fluctuation or lack of electricity. All right, same thing, a mobile phone will work without a mobile phone charger, because very simply, it has the power. It will need a mobile phone charger. It will need a charger only when the power in the mobile phone's battery drains out. Okay, so I will have a detailed explanation on this classification later on in the coming weeks, but for today this was it. All right, yes, question number 3 of last week: which one of the following is not an example of a software? Again, please go back to the previous class's video and listen to what I said about what qualifies to be a software. If you do not read and if you do not watch the video, now it's become quite simple. I'm giving you video demonstrations. All people who have appeared for the test after the class, most of you have got it right, but some people have not gone back to the class, read the information available, and attempted the question just by pure guess. And result, some of you have got it wrong. So what is a software? Go back to the previous class and you shall watch. If you watch the video, you will be able to understand. If you do not know how to get back to the class, please get back to me on WhatsApp and I shall share you the link of the video and the presentation. Now, what is a software? As I discussed, any part of the computer that cannot be touched is software. Basically, they are set of instructions. The four options that are there on your screen: TikTok, Google Classroom, Bluetooth speaker, antivirus. Just visualize. Can you touch TikTok? No, it is a software. It is an application inside your mobile phone. Google Classroom, can you touch it? It's a screen. You're touching the screen. You're not touching Google Classroom as such. It's just an icon. Bluetooth speaker, yes, you can hold it in your hand. Bluetooth speaker is something that you can hold it in your hand. Those people who use Bluetooth headphones, they can touch it. So basically, Bluetooth speaker is a part of hardware. All right, and antivirus is again a software. So the right answer, that is not, what is not a software, as you can see, unfortunately my Google Classroom has stayed back. The right answer is Bluetooth speaker. It is a hardware, it is not a software. The question says which one of the following is not an example of software. The right answer is Bluetooth speaker because it is a hardware. Okay, question number 4. The first software that starts when we put on our computer is, and I think we have discussed this already. Please apologize if my video is coming scratchy because this is because of the poor network connectivity. Okay, listen to what I've got to say. That's it. My voice and what is on the screen is what matters. So continuing, what is the first software that comes on our screen? I think I've already discussed it in question number 1. And for more reference, please go back to the video of GCR2, computer session 2, and find out what is the first software, the most important software in a computer. It is the operating system, also known as OS. In the world of computers, short forms matter. There are a lot of things which are considered short forms, like CPU. Okay, we commonly call CPU. Actually, it is called Central Processing Unit. All right. There are lots of short forms in abbreviations and also acronyms. We will discuss this in the next classes. So before I carry on, operating system, the most important software, and that is what comes on into your computer the first moment, the very moment that you start a computer. First, the operating system will take over your computer, start the computer, and only then can you use it. Okay, so what the answer to question number 4 is operating system. Those people who did not, once again I would request you, urge you, please go back to the previous session and watch the video. And there's also a presentation which you can watch. You can download it also if required. If you do not have it, if you're finding it very difficult to go and look for it, it is very simple. All right, you go to the GCR, open the classwork section, go to the topic which says computers, and there you will find all the relevant date wise. Okay, if you cannot find it, just get back to me on WhatsApp and I will give you a link to that particular material. But please go and watch the video. Without that, you will not be able to understand what is being said. As I had said, these sessions are not connected to the book in any way so far. Okay, so that is the answer for question number 4. The first software that starts when a computer takes over is operating system. Okay, for this video, this particular portion of the slideshow, I have taken away my video because it was creating a lot of trouble. Now back to the slide. Question number 5. Inside which part of the computer will you find the microprocessor? And for anybody who has the slightest amount of logical reasoning will be able to answer this. If you read the word microprocessor very carefully, the answer is right there. The word microprocessor clearly says that it is part of a processing device. And where is the processing of the computer taking place? Yes, you are right. Most of you are right. It is the central processing unit, also known as CPU. Microprocessor is embedded inside the CPU, and that is where the microprocessor lies. For all those people who got the answer right, congratulations. For those who did not get any of those questions right, please go back to the previous class and find out what the answers are again, watch the video, and get back to me if you have any other issues. Okay?
And that's the end.